Praggnanandhaa in Armageddon all the way back in round 2, but now he has the black pieces. Anna, your thoughts on his mindset coming in here and whether Liren, can he get it done here?
I think he will be perhaps more confident against Pragg because of that earlier win over Pragg in the tournament. That was his only win. That was in the event in Armageddon. But it's also disappointing that he went for a draw in the classical game earlier, where he had so much time and there was so much life in the position. And if he was in form, he definitely would have played on. So I think Pragg has escaped. He escaped from a really tough position, and he should be the one that has the psychological edge coming from that classical game.
Yeah, and it is Pragg who switches things up. No more e4, e5, no more stodgy Italian games. It's the Trompowsky attack this opening, where black gets the bishops, but does have to suffer with doubled f-pawns for a long time. Ding maintaining pace on the clock for now, but
I love the Trompowsky.
Yeah.
You don't see it often enough in my book.
English School of Chess. When
English
I was
School of Chess. I've got a crazy Julian Hodgson story to tell you.
Oh,
like crazy Julian Hodgson. I know you don't need many more, but I've got a crazy Julian Hodgson story to tell you that has to do with the Trompowsky in Las Vegas and a wild night. But okay, we're not going to get into that right now. Julian Hodgson wrote the book on the Trompowsky for many years. He was Mr. Trompowsky. Really, he was. And so if anyone's interested in a unique and dynamic weapon for white, the Trompowsky is that. I played it for years, and this is exactly what you said, David. A position where black has the dark square bishop that white lacks, but the double pawns. I think a good choice by Pragg, just being honest. I think when you're playing for a win as white, you need these dynamic imbalances. Go for it, and I think a good choice from Praggnanandhaa.
Yeah, minimal theory. The players are just playing a position kind of fresh here with their own eyes, and yeah, really tough to say whether Black King is going to castle. Will it go long, where it might face a pawn storm? Will it go short, where it has fractured pawns around it? Anna, who would you rather be right now?
I would prefer this from white's perspective. I really like the knight on d4. I know it's not an eternal knight, but if you try to chase it, I'm going to have an even better spot on f5. So e5 is kind of out of the equation here. It would create too much of a weakness on f5 and a knight outpost for white. I'd like to see what white is going to do in terms of the rest of the activity. I was going to say of the pieces, and the Praggnanandhaa answers with queen h5, immediately threatening knight takes e6. Will black castle or play the delayed bone cloud?
My gosh, black does castle, and this is amazing. Like you said, what is white going to do with the rest of the pieces? The biggest piece, the queen, she enters the arena ice cold, and Pragg is going to try to go all in here. It's a little risky, though, because that g-file can backfire. At some point, black can use the g-file. And I was just going to say, at some point, you play king h8 and you're preparing rook g8. I love that this is double-edged, and I'm still liking white with a little bit of Trompowsky bias here, but this is going to be fun for sure.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. I think white here wishes his pawn was back on h2, because then he could go for a really typical plan of pushing the f-pawn forward, swinging the white rook into the action across to try and deliver checkmate. But yeah, either way, the time advantage is starting to slip. It's down to 2 minutes now. This is great for Ding. I think just in view of kind of current circumstances, the Armageddon might actually suit him. No time to overthink things, just pure instinct. And we know he's a world champion for a reason. Ding, he's playing great chess. f5, a lovely move there, creating a square for the black knight. And he's playing really well. I'm starting to prefer black now.
I love that point, David, just that the faster time control doesn't allow Liren to sort of get in his own way, right? To get in his own head. And I saw you nodding along there. You want to add to that point. The point is, it's just sometimes you need that. Sometimes you need a chance to just, like they say, have fun. It's like just go play street chess for a little bit, right? Remember why you do it. And I think that maybe that's why he beat Pragg before in Armageddon.
That's a very good point, and maybe if he could steer his games toward draws in classical, we would see a lot more joy in his play, because in Armageddon he does have a bit more of that, what you mentioned. Why do you play chess? Why did you start playing chess? For the love of the game, for the excitement that you see when you spot moves like knight to g8. Does he need to play knight g8? Is that the only move?
I think that might get an advantage for black, potentially, but I don't see what's wrong with d takes c6. I think there's actually ideas of a big sacrifice by Pragg. He'll throw his knight out the way, he'll try and take the black bishop, take the black knight later on, but there we go, he takes the pawn. I think he's bluffing Pragg here, because black has draw odds. A move like knight c6 that the blue arrow shows would only lead to a draw.
That is a great bluff, because it's a winning bluff.
Brilliant.
White cannot go for a draw.
We should show it really quickly. Knight to c6. This shows laughing in the face of the evil chess.com computer. Ha 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 ha, take that. Rook takes d6, queen takes d6. And oh yeah, you draw, but guess what? Objectively not the best thing to do when black wins on a draw in the Armageddon format. I love it. Just trolling some of the amazing product team who we have fun talking about. Look at that equal sign, dropping the emotes like they're hot. David Howell over there on the corner. But yeah, knight to c6 is, of course, the move, but not here, not in Armageddon.
Yeah, Pragg, he was the one to bluff with c4. He hadn't worked it out. He played it on instinct, but the bluff was called, and ding, great move there. And he calculated it relatively quickly. Time advantage only 1.5 minutes. If black gets one more move, if black gets the move rook to g8, he's going to be safe forever. The black king will be nice and cozy in the corner. So I think ding here, huge favorite to take this match.
I agree. I think this is, again, great chance for Ding. I just hope we are not jinxing it, because we said that about the classical game too earlier, that he had great chances to bounce back. So I'm hoping it's okay to say that he does have great chances.
He does. And again, because what's going to happen here in just a second, everyone, is Praggnanandhaa is not going to play knight to c6, and then the eval bar is going to slide for black. Because knight to c6 was the only way to hold the balance, and now black is up a pawn, has the dark square bishop. Rook to g8 will come, and then rook to g6, and now white's pieces start getting pushed back. The queen and the knight, the whips are going to keep the lions at bay, and Ding Liren with his maybe best chance. Again, Armageddon is where it's at. Doesn't have time to think, can just have fun.
Wow, he could win his second match of the event, both times against Pragg. We often see this phenomenon, these head-to-heads. You might struggle against certain opponents, but often you dominate certain opponents. And Pragg just hasn't got his usual game going against Ding in either of their two matches, Anna.
Very true. And Pragg has had an incredible tournament. He's playing so well in Norway. He beat Magnus Carlsen. He beat Fabiano Caruana. Both games in classical chess, the world number 1 and the then world number 2, since Hikaru has taken over the world number 2 spot. But obviously, beating both Magnus and Fabiano is huge in classical chess. Now there's a few moves appearing on our board as mistakes, but
rook g8 is appearing as the best move, and Ding Liren finds it again. This has been just great chess from him. We want to see more of this, and it's Armageddon delivering, not just here with the Norway Chess format, but delivering for Ding Liren when he needs it most. Now he finally has a game that he can just play fast and not overthink it and get in his own way, get in his own head. Rook to g6. By the way, the healthy pawn majority for black on the queen side is just 3-on-2. So the moment those tactics are no more, the moment you simplify, what happened? There's a blunder.
No.
What is it?
Oh, no.
What is it?
Knight takes h7. No, that's not. Oh my God, I thought I blundered that.
What? Oh my God, and Pragg finds it. Oh no.
That's it? That's it? The bishop is hanging?
You're hitting the bishop, but you're playing rook d7 next move if the bishop moves, because the black knight is tied down.
h7, checkmate. You cannot move the f6 knight. Oh no.
Pragg has tricked Ding.
Ding knows it. He knows. Oh no.
That's such a hidden tactic as well. I mean, how rare to be met by a quiet move. I think Ding's starting to realize now. He just leveled up the clocks. He was pawn up in the position, but the white rooks are infiltrating, entering decisively. It's turned in one move. Chess is so harsh.
It's so tough. It's so heartbreaking. Is there a way for him to just somehow bail out?
He's trying. He's trying to sacrifice the exchange. If rook takes d6, he's going to take on g5 with the rook. It gives up h6 with check as well, but you have knight h7, but then there's rook d7 anyway. So yeah, I see David Howell's grimace over here. You can't see it on camera. Sometimes you get the nod of approval when you're an insecure IM. Sometimes you get the grimace of a GM. And in this case, it is all grimacing for Ding Liren right now. Heart bleeping breaking.
And Pragg as well. Like, he knows he's not happy about winning the game like this. He knows he wasn't doing well earlier. Just a few moves ago, we were praising Liren, claiming that this is his best chance